Hello friends, let's solve a simplex problems with an example. In front of you there is a problems and problems highlighted about that you should maximize the profit by looking into two of the constraints. And you all know that when you are doing the simplex problems, first thing you need to remember that it should be balanced first. How you can balance it? You balance in this way. The balance highlighted about that when the right hand side is higher than the left hand side, you have to add a slack variable. So first constraint I added slack variable s1, and in the second constraint I added slack variable s2. 60 and 96 are the output or overall raw materials, overall labor content that is in your organizations. And next thing you remember that when you are applying the simplex models, there is a definite type of the framework, and all the framework will take into considerations the coefficient of the different type of the variables. Suppose 2x1 the coefficient is 2, 3x2 coefficient is 3, and once you added, suppose in the first constant I added slack variable s1, then automatically I added 0s2, and both 0s1 and 0s2 I have taken into here to make all the coefficient in a similar alignment. If you do the primary rough work in this manner, the next step is you have to develop the matrix 2x1, 3x2, 1s1, 0s2. This is the first constant, its value is 60. 4x1, 3x2, 0s1, 1s2, value is 96. Here in the left hand side you will find two basis variable. Basic variable is nothing but it depends on the numbers of constant you have. Here there are two constants, so you will find two basic variable, and coefficient of the basic variable always be taken into 0, because basic variable or slack variable is nothing but the unused capacity of the raw materials or the labor forces or the human resource in your organizations. So coefficient has been considered as 0. In the initial stage, when there will be no operation, I just write I here to understand that it is the initial stage. Cj is nothing about the objective functions. Objective functions, hopefully in the previous slide I have highlighted, that is 40x1 plus 35s2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2. This is your objective functions. Then initial, when there will be no product formations, z equal to 0 into 2 plus 0 into 4, that is 0. Similarly everywhere you will find the 0. Cj minus zj, that is delta. What is the value of that delta? Delta is 40 minus 0, 40, 35 minus 0, 35. In this way you will find the Cj minus Zj value. Then the next operation. What is the next operation? In Cj minus Zj, where you find the highest positive value. Where you find the highest positive value, that is your, what is it? That is your key column. That is your Kc. And when you will identify the key column, you will find the two numbers in the respective column, that is 2 and 4. When you know the 2 and 4, the next step is you will divide 60, the objective function value, with 2, your result is 30, and objective functions 96 with 4, your result will be 24. Here identifying the key column, you are taking the highest value. In the identifying the key row, I just write here identifying the key row. What you are find out? You will find out the minimum value. Once you know that, you will find the next one, that is the intersection point of key row and key column. You will find the key element. Once you know the key element, the particular line of the key element, or you can say that key row, x1 will come to that place. S1 will replace the S2 value. If S1 will be replaced the S2 value, then S2 values coefficient 1. You modify every element of the key row into 1 and other than the key row to 0. If you do that, the next step of the next column look like this. S1 40, 4301 and 96 already highlighted. What you will do, you identify the key row already completed, then you modify the key row operations. What I said, that the key row every value need to be 1. How you can do that? 4 by 4, whatever the key element divided by the same, then automatically the value will be 1. Then 3 by 4 divided by 4, sorry, 3 divided by 4, then 0 divided by 4. In this way you will find the new row of the key row. New row has been formed. Then next is other than the new row or other than the key row. Then other than the key row already highlighted. What you will do? You make it 0. If you make it 0, then what you will do? Whatever the value of the old row 2 minus the element of the key element into 2. Once you do that, you minus 2 minus 2, then ultimately value will be 0. Similarly, 3 minus the element of the new row 3 by 4 into 2, 1 minus 0 into 2, 0 minus 1 by 4 into 2. In this way you will find the row, you can say that the key row element is 1 3 by 4 0 1 by 4 24, and other than the key row you will find 0 3 by 2 1 minus 1 by 2 1 12. If you understand those things, then another table has been formed. Another table in the same manner, you will first multiply 0 into 0 into 40 into 1, result is 40. 0 into 3 by 2 plus 40 into 3 by 4, result is 30. If you minus 40 minus 40, 35 minus 0, so what is the highest positive value? Highest positive value is 5. When you identify the highest positive value, you will find the key column. The element of the key column 3 by 2 and 3 by 4, it should be divided by the respective objective unit. Then where is you find the minimum value? 8. Once you know the minimum value, your key element is 3 by 2. Once you know the key element, then the x2 will replace the s1. If you do that, then another things will come into picture here. The another things highlighted about that, x2 35, x1 40. I just highlighted some of the lines in front of you. What you will do, you identify the key row. Key row is this one, that is the key row, and you are going to operations of the key row now. Your role is that you make the key row 1 and other than the key row 0. That is your role. How you can make it 1? Divide 3 by 2 with the same number 3 by 2, then you can find the 1. If I divide the 3 by 2 in every number, then I will find 0, 1, 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3 and 8. Then next is other than the key row. If the key row number is 0, 1, 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3 and 8, then other than the key row, I have to make it 0 first. How I can make it 0? Now just you 3 by 4 minus 1 into 3 by 4, then automatically it becomes 0. If I identify that the 3 by 4 is the right element, then what I can do? I just identify old value 0 minus new value 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. Then ultimately what I will get? I will get the number in this particular formula. What is that formula? The new row element. New row element means Suppose I will develop the element of the particular new row, then row element in the key column, row element of the key column is 1 into corresponding replacement of the row value, that is the 3 by 4. In this way, if you can understand that, then automatically you will find this particular table. 35 0 1 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3 8, 41 0 minus 1 by 2 1 by 2 8 18. If you do the same operation, 35 into 0 40 into 1, you will find the 40. If you continue this one and minus or deduct Cj minus Zj, in nowhere you will find any positive value. These two value is negative and this two value is 0. If there will be no positive value in the particular operations, then your action will be stopped there. Once your action will be stopped there, then you will find the result. What is the result? Result is 35 into 8 plus 40 into 18. If 35 into 8 plus 40 into 18 you will be taken into consideration, your overall value will be 1000. This is the procedures where you can use the simplex methods for getting the result through simplex methods. It is a bit difficult one to calculate and connect the key row, key column, key element, replacement of the key row, replacement of the other than the key row, how you can do the different type of operations, but due to the regular practice you can do that. But if you do that, you can take numbers of decisions in operation research and more particularly linear programming models. But I strongly advocate you practice all those things, but when you can take the decision, you use Excel, and if you use Excel, you can do or take the decision within a minute. This is all about the simplex methods and the problems solving through the simplex methods. Thank you all.